Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I hope that anybody that these short videos reach, okay, I hope that you'll pay careful attention, okay? This is the most important thing in Allah's deen, and the Muslims in the United States have turned it into a disaster. The disaster they created threatens to bring the adhab of Allah in this life and the next, okay? And more importantly, is that converts are in suffering. Converts have been in suffering for decades. There are many converts who have had our lives destroyed. And there are converts out there now, even more converts out there now, whether they realize it or not, but are in the process of having their lives destroyed. And it's because the Muslims who arrived did not have the right understanding of being Muslims and having Islam and what a masjid is in a land of da'wah. And that includes the shuyukh and malanas. Okay, so you need to go back through all of these sessions to understand this, because, my dear brothers and sisters, all the indications that we see are that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is continuing to send increasing punishment and destruction on Muslims all over the world. And being the Ansar of the mission of da'wah and the converts and getting things started to do things right may be your only hope and your only chance to gain the nusra of Allah, the help of Allah, before Allah sends major, major calamity on the entire ummah, okay? Now, anyone who is following, one of the patterns you should see in the discussion is the disparity. Understand this term, disparity. There are huge differences, okay, in various things. For example, the subject when I talked about the huge difference in the Islam that converts needed, okay, which was the actual Islam, the Islam of Medina, the Islam of the Prophet's community. That's the Islam that we need to live just like the Sahabah, okay? That's not the Islam we found, okay? These disparities, it's when we talk about the difficulty of explaining these things to the Arabs and Desis, it's because their lives, okay, are normal for them. Our lives were flipped upside down when we became Muslims, okay? And now, 30, 40, 50 years later, and mashallah, the community hasn't even started to address the catastrophes, the emergencies that converts are in and have been in, okay? So part of this is trying to bridge that huge mental gap, to bridge the reality of the lives of converts and the situation that we're in hopefully that Muslims can start to understand it's a serious situation, okay? And I've kept saying, and I'm going to say it again in this session, converts are not in the situation that you are in, okay? I've known your people for over 30 years, and your lives are normal. And I had in one session where I explained that you have what you need to live your life and build your life. Converts don't. We're in a totally different situation. On this subject tonight, though, it's always been a problem. And I think so many converts have experienced this, okay? That when we approach someone in the community looking to solve a problem, anything that's offered will be just like the first little idea that pops into their head, okay? And that's not, life doesn't work like that. Actually, no human beings operate like that, okay? So I'm going to have to go into this subject, all right? Because we have to get to the actual solutions for very serious problems. So don't be offended what I'm saying here. Why the institutional incompetence from the Muslim world, okay, that Arabs and Desis are accustomed to it. Okay, I've been in the Middle East. I've been to Pakistan and India. And I've been around the masaajid and the Muslim community. Okay, I know. I'm gonna explain this. I'm not really trying to insult anybody. What I know about the Muslim world is this. Over hundreds of years, Muslims drifted away from Islam. In that process, okay, their societies crumbled. And a broken, crumbled society has broken, useless institutions where most things in life don't get done right, okay? But when you grow up in a society like that, generation after generation after generation, you develop a culture, a mentality, and a way of dealing with things that is very different from people in a society where things are organized and set up and functioning, okay? So the approach that Arabs and Desis have to things seems fine to them, and converts see over and over again that if that number one, okay, that doesn't work, that doesn't solve my problem. And many times, if we did that, it would have serious, traumatic, or even catastrophic results for us. And again, it comes down to us not being in the same situation, okay? Entirely different scenario, okay? In previous sessions, I talked about the vast difference between the Islam that converts needed versus what we found, okay? We needed, when we arrived, when I entered the community in 1987, one of the early converts in this country, having moved away from family, lost friends, spouses, even my academic career and my scholarship, okay? That's human beings suddenly, boom, without people. And what I was seeking is to learn Allah's deen, and I committed myself to that. When I arrived, like all the converts, we needed Muslims and the masaajid and the imams to know what the hell you're doing. And until today, you don't. We needed Muslims actually doing Islam. We found Muslims who had left Islam. We need Muslims who know their deen. We found Muslims who don't know a damn thing about Islam. Okay? We needed the community to be ready to solve problems. And here I am 33 years later. Okay? I've worked my ass off and done everything I can as a good human being. And I'm a smart guy, a hard-working guy. Okay? My life was destroyed because I've been without human beings, functioning human beings, for 33 years. And mashallah, your community, you didn't start, and there's so much dysfunction in your masaajid that it's like you can't get anything done. Okay? We needed brother, not Muslim brother, quote unquote. Okay? We needed the brother as Islam defines. Okay? And you should study this. There's a short book that was taken from Imam al-Ghazali's Ihya that a convert translated, and I think it's called The Duties of Brotherhood in Islam. Okay? Read that. Okay? We needed the brotherhood like the Sahabah. I've stated in other sessions, okay? The Sahabah knew that Muslim brother isn't just somebody you say salam to once in a while. Muslim brother is someone your life depends on. Okay? Converts haven't found that yet. All right? On the screen, these white boxes are where I clipped the sessions that I've recorded on these subjects. Okay? We need brothers and sisters who make time. I swear, in the beginning they didn't make time. 10 years later they didn't make time. 33 years later, and I still can't find Muslim brothers who will make the time to be Muslim brothers. Okay? And that's even with people that I've been explaining things to for 2 or 3 years now. Okay? Guys, this is dysfunction that, we can't survive this, guys. And so because of that, converts have been traumatized. We've had our lives harmed, serious pieces of our lives broken, destroyed. And what's going on, mashallah, Muslims out, just enjoy, mashallah, biryani with my family and shawarma with my family, and we're going furniture shopping this weekend, mashallah. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. Okay, converts are crying and alone and destroyed, and nothing right has even started yet. Okay, so I had recorded, a session. The serious forms of harm that the Muslim community has perpetuated against the converts. Take this seriously. Okay? It's a crime in Islam. And it's written in your book, and it'll be probably the most serious crime that you'll have to confront Yawm al-Qiyamah. And you won't get past it. Okay? So in one of the sessions, I've talked about how the masaajid were set up by the Arabs and Desis for Arabs and Desis. They're live, and they don't have serious needs. Okay? The masjid for them, it's a place to stop by, make wudu, make salah, listen to the sheikh talk for 10 minutes, and then go run back to your family and your dunya. Okay? That doesn't do a damn thing for converts, guys. That's why I'm talking about this disparity and why you have to get on board. Converts have done all we can do. Now we have to get you listening and working on this immediately. Okay? Allah is fixing to wipe your people off the planet. I'm not joking. Okay? That so the masaajid were set up for what's normal for them, really minimal function. Converts don't need minimal function masjid. We need major, serious function masjid. We need a masjid like Rasulullah's masjid. Okay, and you're not anywhere close. You don't even know what it even means. So I've been saying over and over again, understand the disparity. You cannot think about converts the way you think about yourselves. You cannot think about our needs. You have to listen to what we're telling you. Okay? Your life is not like our life. What you've been living in for years or decades or whatever, that's not what we're in. You have a spouse, you have a family. We lost our spouses, we lost our family. You're from Pakistan, you have a community of Pakistanis. You're Palestinian, you have a community of Palestinians and other Arabs. Convert, got nothing. Okay? And I had a session that gets into way more than this because I say, and I mean it, that today's converts are in a worse situation than the Sahabah were in Mecca. Okay? Number one, understand they were converts, and that's why you should look to them, if you have to understand how the converts today need serious solutions. Okay? The Sahaba had to make hijrah because they could not survive in the conditions in Mecca after losing their social relations and their social status. Okay? Converts have made hijrah today and we can't find a Medina. Okay? And the first thing that Rasulullah ﷺ and the Muhajirin and the Ansar did in Medina, the first things they did, number one, they made a compact for all of the people of Medina for mutual aid and mutual protection. Okay, to save their lives. Number two, he set up the akhwa, a legally binding family relationship between an Ansari brother and one of the Muhajir brothers. Okay? So he made new family for converts who had lost family. Okay? But why their situation was better than our situation? Because you guys haven't done anything yet. We didn't find Muslim brother. We didn't find functioning masjid. Okay? They had Rasulullah with them. He strengthened them. We don't have that. Okay? They were Muslims among people of their own culture. Converts have been Muslims among people from very different cultures. And that's huge. Okay? So please go back through these. I'm going to cut this off because I know this is going to get long. And I'll come back, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah.